I'm ready. I'm good. Hey everyone, and welcome. Kathi and I are here again for the full moon, March 2025 with Heart Tree Institute. We just want to go over this incredible thing that's happening and just share it with you from our perspective, the things that we've been learning about what's been going on in the collective and in the personal and just what this full moon is going to be. So we have a full moon in Virgo at 2:55 in the morning on the 14th. So that's Friday, but really it's going to be in the nighttime on Thursday. So if you're waking up in the middle of the night on Thursday night, 2:55, 2:30, somewhere in there, that's going to be the height of the full moon. Go ahead and wake up, get in that moonlight. If you can't sleep, great, wonderful moment. That's when a lot of people wake up anyway. Get in that moonlight, bask in it, let it really get into your skin, let it really get into your eyes, let it get all over your body. This is going to be a really phenomenal full moon. It's also a full moon eclipse. We're not going to get to see that up here in the northern hemisphere. It's a southern hemisphere eclipse. But up here, we're going to have this time, an hour of time where it's a red moon. So we have this moment where we have the sun and the moon, and the earth is really sandwiched right in between. And it's actually the earth is going to cast her shadow on the moon, and that shadow is going to make that moon look really red for about an hour, which is phenomenal if you think about it. Kathi and I have been talking about it, just that incredible moment with this beautiful sun and this beautiful moon are just both like embracing the earth and both of their energies. And then as the earth shadow moves off the moon, then that sun's light hits the moon again. So we have this incredible opportunity for regeneration. And what we've really noticed lately is there's just this karma dump going on, and people are kind of feeling really frantic. There's major planetary movements this whole year, but March, there's big planets moving, like planetary conjunctions and movements that haven't happened in sequence for like 10,000 years. So, put on your seatbelt. March is going to be a really big month. This moon is just part of that. But really, right now, if you think about it, there is something happened that hasn't happened in 10,000 years. So if we're looking at millions of people who are really transmuting family karma for generations and generations and generations, this is a huge shift. This is a huge shift, and the energies that are on the planet, the energies that have been anchored into the planet, the energies that have been anchored into our family lines for so long, thousands of years. And if you're the one standing there in this moment and you've done the work and you're doing the karma dump for an ancestral lineage, right? Then really hang on, because it's not going to be the easiest process. But that's why we have this beautiful full moon in Virgo, who's going to really bring that healing energy. Virgo is that healer within. So we really want to turn within in this time. We really want to take care of ourselves in this time. Virgo can be very hard on itself. It has very high standards. So if part of being in your family lineage is really anchoring into those feelings of I have to do this for them, and if I don't do it for them, bad things are going to happen to them, then that's going to be really hard for you to transmute out of that and let go some of those high standards around your family dynamics. And you really got to turn within. And this is that moment to turn within and to anchor in that healing energy, anchor in that authenticity. Virgo also really loves order, form, and structure. This also might be a time like my husband last week, like spent 3 days, 12-hour days ripping apart the garage and restructuring.
Gracious man.
And he's a Virgo, right? He's a Virgo. And I'm a Virgo rising. I've just been like making the list. It's like this is a time where you might just be naturally moving into order, form, and structure, and needing that to sort of organize all these energies that are going on, to soothe you, to make you feel more comfortable, and to take action, take that beautiful, inspired, intuitive energy of Virgo and bring it into action, which is also really, really important. And I just wanted to say a couple more things. One thing is that in this time, it's really hard to think of turning away from the world and taking care of yourself, but really want to remind you that when you take care of yourself, when you contribute to your individual awakening and your individual healing, you actually contribute to the collective healing and the collective awakening and the collective consciousness. And when you anchor love and authenticity through your own being, you're anchoring it for everyone. So I just want to encourage you to do that. It's okay to take care of yourself in this time, especially if you have just a little bit of a cocoon time during this full moon, like these couple days before and these few days after. That's a wonderful thing. Also, just some fun facts, like this moon is also called a worm moon. You know, the indigenous people, you know, they were getting into the trees because it's also called sugar moon. And they were seeing that these really amazing grubs and in the tree bark, things were coming back to life. It's also called strong wind moon because we have that March, like in like a lion, out like a lamb. So we really have that March wind too. And we've had some strong winds lately. And I've been telling people these are the winds of change. Like here is change and change is coming. And these are the winds of change. And they're bringing a lot of change with them, these strong winds. So those are some awesome facts about the moon. And Kathy's going to lead us through this really awesome tarot card reading for this
Thank you
really beautiful
so
time.
much. I loved everything you said. It really resonates with me totally. So I
Yeah.
hope people are picking up on it. I have a moonology deck, and it's a full deck of all the moons, quarter full, new moons. And this is the full moon in Virgo, and it
Yeah.
says take inspired action. This beautiful full moon holds so much magic in it. But the idea of taking inspired action, we can be very dreamy. Virgos can be dreamy too. They create these illusions of what things should look like. They spend a lot of time on the non-physical dreaminess of it too. But this is saying in this full moon, it's time to take action, inspired action.
Yeah.
We can have all the dreams in the world, but to manifest requires action somehow. So
Yeah.
think about that for an action. So I asked the tarot deck and I shuffled during Amanda's telling us about the moon to see what would come up. Virgo is also an earth sign, right, Amanda? It's earth,
It is.
right?
Yep.
It's the
Sure is.
astrology bit. So this is the king of earth. In a way, this is the king of pentacles. And so the
Okay.
first card is a king, and a king is a master. The king knows what he values. He holds what he values close to him. He sees what values, and he is absolutely certain of what he values. He holds it close, and he will manifest what he wants. He's the king. He can make things happen. He has the
Mm.
castle in the background. It looks like he's sitting on a stage. So I think he's here to really communicate with us, to be the master of what we value. What do we truly value? There's things we like, there's things we do, there's things we want to invite into our world, but what truly brings value to us, what fills our heart, what fills our soul, versus the actions, tasks, and deeds that we do for others that don't come back to enhance and nourish this life force. So be the
Mhm.
king, be the master of your values and hold your values close. And so I
Mm.
love getting the king pentacle because pentacle is earth and
Yeah.
pentacle could be money, but it's anything we value. And I
Mm.
was, I'm always surprised what tarot will bring us, but they're swords. And this is
Aha.
mind, and this is a five. Fives
Oh,
are numbers of change. They're numbers of
yeah.
conflict. They're numbers of things going wonky on us, things
Yeah.
not working out. So
Yeah.
when we see the five, and
Mm.
we have all of these thoughts in our head, well, this isn't working, that isn't working, this isn't working. To move through the five, we have to have faith. We have to
Ah,
have faith. We have to have hope. We cannot look to the earth to show us what it is we've requested and need.
yeah.
The mind needs to be free. And the five is about liberating the mind from
Mm.
whatever holds it in a place of discomfort, of dis-ease, of
Mm.
all the things that aren't working. And we have this card, this is the witch's deck. And I don't know if you can see fairies.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I was wondering what they were. I thought they were hummingbirds or fairies.
they're fairies, and this one is that a
Yeah.
dragonfly,
Yeah.
which
Mm-hmm.
is for transformation.
Mm.
This is happening in the sky, in the mind in the sky. So these are fairies, but the indication here is that there are so many beings of light at your access to
Mm.
help you. When you have faith and you reach through the crowd and you
Mm.
connect with your source, whatever your source, divine mother, God, universal consciousness, that there is more. And this is a time for transformation. This is
Yeah.
the time to bring in all that other resources that's available for us,
Mm. Yeah.
but it requires faith. It requires
Mm-hmm.
that we are divinely guided. And then the
Mm.
other thing we need to know, and I get another sword card. This is
Wow.
the Four of Swords. Swords is the mind and it's air. So
Mm.
it's what we cannot see. And this woman has three in the ground and one in the hand. She is not going to fight. She's laying her swords down. And
Ah.
in this image, I imagine she is laying the fourth sword down as well.
Mm.
She's still holding one, but to lay down the sword. This isn't the
Mm.
time to fight. This isn't the time to destroy or destruct. This is the time to go inside. Four is the stable number of the table, it's foundation. Four legs of the table. Four swords
Ah.
means this is
Yeah.
absolutely foundational to lay down the swords, lay down the mind, lay down whatever you're fighting for or against. And this is a time to go inside. When we lay
Yeah.
down the swords, when we hear the power within us to guide us. It's not through might and fight that we will win this battle on earth of knowing who we are. It's getting
Mm.
out of the battle, which means get out of the frenetic, get out of the clutter, get out of all the to-do lists that Virgos love their to-do list, right? To get out of that and go inside. And when we go inside, we hear our own sweet voice that only we can hear. So this is an important time to quiet the mind and go inside. And another card fell out at the same time. And this is the Ace of Swords, all these swords. So there's so much happening in the mind that is not helpful
Mm.
now. And we see this
Yeah.
lovely large bird flying,
Mm.
soaring.
Mm.
And the sword is in the air, it's not held by anything. And
Mm.
because the swords are the mind, it's like, what new idea comes to surface when we lay down all of the others, all of the to-dos, all that we've cluttered our life with? What is the one idea that rises up that we
Mm.
can follow? And it may
Mm.
be one you haven't thought of yet, or one you haven't given enough attention to yet.
Mm.
But this is a powerful reading to have three swords in conflict and
Yeah.
needing to go inside to find
Mm.
the new. But
Mm.
as you were saying, Amanda, in your description, if we anchor into the values that we have, this is
Yeah.
the key. Anchor in, know what you value. Look at what you value. Nourish what you value. Let
Yeah.
those you hold dear, let them know you hold them dear with kindness. If it's a
Yeah.
call, how do you connect? And to get out of the mind, because this card reading with this many swords is a it's like there's fear. There's fear. Like, I'm going
Yeah.
to need to fight. I need the sword. I don't know what I'm going to need to do, but I need to be able to fight. And that's the image of it. And this is saying no. It's not about the fight. It's about
Uh-huh.
knowing what you're fighting
Mhm.
for. So go inside and rebuild
Mhm.
that connection to self. And then from
Mhm.
that place, take action. So that was a little
Mm.
different. I never know what the cards are going to bring
I
to
didn't
us.
expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Swords can
I
hurt.
didn't
Swords
expect that at
cut.
all. And
I know. What do you think, Amanda?
yeah,
Any
yeah,
response?
they're fierce. And that woman at the end looks fierce. I was surprised when you said like she's putting down her swords, but the four swords, the four foundational energies, the four corners of a home, four walls and a roof, like these are very foundational energies. And man, it's really true in so many ways. It is absolutely time in our world to put down these energies of war and energies of fighting. And if we're really gonna say like, okay, it's time to reset on a great level, it's like we choose what we're bringing with us. We need to choose what we're bringing with us into this next span of time and this next, if we're leaving a certain level of karma behind, that means that we get a clean slate, then we're going to start building something again. And it's like, well, what are we taking with us to build again? And that's why I like the mind. I loved that five because so many of us, it is that it's like there's this faith, that there is an absolute just flowing energy moving through this, that it is divine guidance, that it has a divine intelligence, that has a divine kindness. And that's what we're asking about our authentic self and about going in. It's like, okay, I have faith that that's there. And if I drop all these things in my mind, then what am I sinking into? What am I holding on to? And it's like, it's that faith that there is absolutely a river of divine intelligence, divine guidance, divine love, and divine kindness moving through you. And when we go into that, and it's a struggle, I loved that 5 card, the struggle, when we cut away the things that are not serving us and we find that inner place, this isn't just about our personal journey. There aren't just humans and animals and trees. There are a lot of interdimensional beings. There are fairies. To me, there are gnomes. There are interdimensional beings that are also very anchored to this planet. And what happens here really matters to a lot of us that are unseen. And that's why I love that final card too, because it's like fighting the unseen. We're fighting the demons in our own mind, can be like that too, fighting the unseen. Yeah. And then the truth. And then
This
the
is the
truth.
truth. The One of
Yeah.
Swords, see the truth. See
Yeah.
your truth.
Mm.
And soar with the eagle and fly. The sun is actually in Pisces,
Yeah.
Pisces season with the sun. So
Yeah.
with Pisces in the sun, there'll be a lot of light on Piscean energy, which can be very floaty, going with the flow. So
Yeah.
this is also about going with the flow and
Mm-hmm.
responding from an inner place inside. So I love this for the last card. It's
Yeah, me
amazing.
too.
I love tarot for that reason. I wouldn't have been able to pick the cards. They pick it for me. So
Yeah.
appreciative for all of you tuning in
Yes.
for the full moon. We really
Yeah.
love doing it. We
Mm-hmm.
have a
Mm-hmm.
healing circle coming up. You'll get the newsletter. You can sign up for the healing circle. We have a very modest donation covering expenses because with all of this chaos that's going on around us, we feel like it's really important to anchor in, and it's a time to anchor
Yeah.
in. And we follow the flow of the moment with everyone who
Mm-hmm.
arrives at that time. Um,
Yeah.
and then we have
Yeah.
the psychic development class. You'll see that in the newsletter as well. That will be starting up
Absolutely.
again. More diving deep. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
thank you
It's
all,
good.
Amanda.
So get in the moonlight. Think about your intentions, what you're letting go of in this eclipse moment, what you're letting go of it. And maybe you're letting go and there's just a pause and you don't have to fill it yet. Or maybe you're filling right away, but that's up to you. Pauses are great. I just want to say that.
Pauses are great.
Good.
As always, loved
Yes.
it. Thank you
Great.
so much,
Thank you,
Amanda.
Kathy.
I'll
Take
see
good
all
care,
of you
everyone.
soon. Bye bye.